If IVF is the next step in growing your family this year, then I'm going to help you kick some ass in the embryo department. In today's video, I'm sharing IVF success secrets and 8 red flags for you to look out for that can impact your outcomes. If you're new here, my name is Whitney. I'm a fertility dietitian and coach, and I help busy women just like you get out of the Google spiral and get pregnant. As a board-certified food and fertility nerd, I've helped hundreds of women figure out their fertility so they can go on to grow the family of their dreams. Today, I'm sharing the red flags that I help my one-to-one clients iron out before they get into the IVF process so that they can get pregnant within the first 2 cycles. As always, this video is meant for educational purposes only and not meant to be a replacement for medical advice. Financials aside, IVF is an enormous physical, mental, and emotional investment. And despite this, I see a lot of couples going into this process without, 1, making sure that IVF is the best fit to get them a baby, and number 2, making sure that their body and mind are prepared to go through this process. While IVF is an amazing feat of medical technology that can amplify your fertility, it cannot heal underlying issues. So if you are dealing with chronic inflammation, autoimmune flares, insulin resistance, detoxification dysfunction, it's not going to heal any of those underlying issues. And in some cases, the high doses of medications that are associated with IVF can make some of these problems a little bit worse. Rather than guessing and going in blind, let's identify what some of these issues might look like so you can go in prepared. Red flag number 1, your cycles are inconsistent or completely absent. Now you might be thinking, Whit, that's why I'm doing IVF. My cycles are all over the place, and I get that. But if we can regulate your own natural hormone production first and get your cycles more consistent, it's only going to maximize your chances of success later on. Number 2, your AMH levels or anti-Müllerian hormone levels are on the lower side. If possible, we want to try and figure out if there's a reason that could be happening, because research has shown if we can improve AMH levels, we can improve IVF outcomes as well. And so if we can support the body in any way ahead of time, it can maximize your chances of success. Now, AMH is kind of a controversial topic, because despite the research showing that IVF and AMH levels are linked in a not positive way, there are a lot of practitioners out there still recommending and encouraging clients to move forward with IVF really quickly if AMH is something they're dealing with. I'd love to know in the comments, were you encouraged to do IVF because of your AMH levels? Comment below and let's talk about it. Number 3, your thyroid is overactive or underactive. Now, if you followed me for any length of time, you know thyroid. I hound on the thyroid, the importance of thyroid health. And it's the same for IVF. If your thyroid is irregular, dysfunctional in some way, it can impact your chances of success with IVF as well. If you want to know what tests I suggest getting, check out this Labs for Fertility video that I did earlier. Number 4, your luteal phase length is less than 10 days. Now, luteal phase, if you're brand new here, is the length of time between when you ovulate and when you either get a bleed or a positive pregnancy test. We want this length of time to be at minimum 10 days long so that you can have time for implantation to occur. Same rules apply for IVF too. Luteal phase is something I talk about a lot and I hound on with my one-to-one clients. It's so important. I made a 2-part series up here. So if you want to check out the ins and outs of luteal phase and how to lengthen yours, if you think this is an issue you're having, there you go. Red flag number 5, you are still mentally and physically recovering from a loss or a previous failed cycle. Now, this one I do get a little bit of pushback on because there's some practitioners out there that will say or have encouraged clients to get pregnant quickly after coming off of a loss because they say you're more fertile. And there is some light research to suggest that that is true. I know you want to get pregnant really quickly. We cannot speed up the process. If your body needs time to recover, it just does. From what I've seen with my client work and, in my studies, giving yourself a little bit more space and time to recover improves your chances of success later on, reduces your risk of pregnancy loss, and overall helps you maintain your sanity throughout this process. And this is exactly what it took for my client, Kate, who experienced an ectopic pregnancy after her very first IVF transfer. I'll be the first one to say, Kate did not want to take a break. She was ready to get pregnant immediately after her loss, but the medication that she had to take required a 3-month hiatus. As much as she didn't want to, she did end up taking this break, and it did give her the time and space to grieve her first pregnancy, reconnect with her partner, replenish lost nutrients, and really hone in on mindset and get her ready for the second transfer. And I credit that prep work to her beautiful second transfer and now beautiful pregnancy. Number 6, you don't trust your doctor. This one is hard because we've got insurance to consider, and we also have location to consider, because with IVF, there are a lot of scans, there are a lot of appointments, a lot of back and forth with your clinic. If you don't trust your doctor, it's going to lead to a lot of stress, anxiety, frustration, and increase the workload on you. If you're going through IVF, what I would like for you, if you have the availability, I want you to just be able to follow what your team is recommending, that you trust them, that you know you're in great hands, and you feel safe going through this process. If you don't trust your practitioners, it's going to make this entire process a lot more difficult, challenging, and I've seen in some cases where it can impact your success rates. Number 7, daily bowel movements. Now, this is one I do not see a whole lot of practitioners talking about, but think about it like this. If you are increasing your hormone production, those hormones have to go somewhere. They got to get out somehow. Your detoxification pathways include your bowel movements, and that is crucial, especially when we start talking about estrogen. Estrogen is excreted in your stool. If you're taking high doses of medication, we need your body to metabolize these and detoxify them in an orderly fashion. If you are chronically constipated, it can increase the likelihood that this little enzyme called beta-glucuronidase cleaves estrogen in your stool and recirculates it, and it can just muck up the system. So if we want to make this a little bit easier and help your body function smoothly in IVF, daily bowel movements are a part of that puzzle. And the 8th red flag that I see are energy levels are tanked. If you are scraping through your day, you're dragging ass getting out of bed, you're nodding off during your daily commute, which is not good. Please don't do that, but it does happen. Think about it like this. If you're barely scraping through your own day, you can barely get through with your own daily functions. 1, it's going to make the IVF process damn near impossible, but 2, it's also going to be very hard to devote then energy and nutrients into your egg quality and fertility and supporting another life. This is where we want to be really mindful about boundaries, high quality sleep, getting extra rest if you need it, reducing stressors as much as possible. We want to conserve your energy so that your body can safely devote it to your fertility as much as humanly possible. Even though I specialize in natural fertility interventions, in the end, I don't care which route you use to get pregnant. With meds, without meds, on your back, in the stirrups, whatever it takes does not matter. What does matter to me is that you feel strong, confident, mentally and physically ready to take on this work. There's a reason our IVF success rates here at the Fertility Nut are over 75% within the first 2 cycles. It's because we train for it. If you're ready to lay the groundwork for your 2024 pregnancy, I encourage you to check out my Fertile Kickstarter guide linked below, where I'm sharing my 5 foundational keys to help get you pregnant this year. That's all for today, folks. If you are a fellow food and fertility nerd, be sure to hit subscribe and comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.